Here, we have a nice, easy BC factoring situation. We have a quadratic in the format of ax squared plus bx plus c. We have numbers in the b and c spots, 10 and minus 24, but we have nothing in the a spot, just the invisible number 1 in front of the z squared, and that's okay. That's BC factoring, where we need two numbers that add to the b and multiply to c. Two numbers that add to b and multiply to c. So our b is 10, our c is negative 24. Our numbers multiply to a negative. What kinds of numbers multiply to a negative? Numbers that have opposite signs from one another. And our two numbers also add to a positive. So that tells you, so they multiply to a negative, they add to a positive, and that means that of those two numbers that are opposite signs, the bigger number is the positive number. Now, what are our numbers that multiply to 24 in general? Well, 24 divides by 1, it divides by 2, it divides by 3, it divides by 4, and so any of these numbers could be the combination. And which of these, with two numbers being the opposite signs, the bigger one being the positive, is going to produce a positive 10? And that's this one right here. We could have positive 12 and negative 2. So in BC factoring, when you find your two numbers, you're pretty much done. We can factor this to z plus 12 and z minus 2. And now we can use our zero product rule, which says that those two parentheses multiply together to give you a 0. And if that happens, it means that one of the ingredients itself was 0. So according to the zero product rule, you set each individual piece equal to 0, and you solve them both. So take away 12 from both sides here, z is minus 12. Add 2 to both sides here, z is 2. So our answers are 2 or negative 12, and they both would be considered right.